Good evening, everyone. Hell's Unicorn here again, back from a grueling 15 and a half hour session working the polls in my little comfortable corner of southeastern Pennsylvania. I have good news and I have bad news to report from my own state. The good news is that locally, my area has remained firmly Republican. Our state representative and our state senator have been reelected with flying colors. On an equally positive note, I am happy to announce that my federal congressman, Brian Fitzpatrick, is looking like he is going to prevail against crazed South African socialist turned carpetbagger Pennsylvanian Democrat Scott Wallace. This was a race that I was deeply troubled by just because Wallace is a particular kind of crazy that is better left holed up in Philadelphia. Has no business holding office anywhere outside of that area. Truth be told, I think Pennsylvania would be a far better place if Philadelphia was the problem of some other state like New Jersey. But nevertheless, the two most visible races, the race for governor and the race for senator, which were actually not very visible because there was basically no polling done for either race, with a few exceptions, have gone about roughly as I expected. The truth is that if you want to elect a real conservative to the office of governor or senator in this state, you need to unify every single part of this state that is not in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and you have to have ridiculously high turnout throughout. Basically, you have to do what Donald Trump did. And it pains me to say it, but Lou Barletta is no Donald Trump, and neither is Wagner. We're going to have another shot at this in 4 years. I'm hopeful, but in the meantime, I am at least thankful that we have at least one senator here in Pat Toomey with his head properly screwed onto his shoulders. Looking at how the race has unfolded nationally, I am kind of lukewarm on the whole thing. I'm happy about how things are progressing in the Senate. I'm kind of wishy-washy, kind of ambivalent on how to feel about the House because given the phenomenon of the never Trumper Republican, a culling was going to have to take place at some time, and in the Senate it's pretty much already happened in the cases of say Senator McCain, who thankfully is no longer with us, and also with Senators Flake and the outgoing Senator of Tennessee, Bob Corker. These people are all gone, and in their cases, they're being replaced with much more reliable with Republicans. In the case of the House seats, with maybe the exception of Pennsylvania 14, Kentucky 6, and maybe a few others, things have not gone so well. It looks like all of these retired never Trumper types are going to be replaced with fake moderate Democrats, or in some cases, extremely left-wing Democrats. And in a similarly unfortunate turn of events, it looks like New England and New Jersey have remained solid blue for the time being. I was cautiously optimistic about Hugin's chances in New Jersey, but people in North Jersey, they love a pedophile. And they love a pervert because they have consistently sent that to office. I don't know what is wrong with that state. Quite frankly, if there was a mass shift in population demographics and, say, the northern part of the state just became part of New York, New Jersey would be solid red. But then again, if Philadelphia went the way of joining New Jersey, Pennsylvania would be solid red. My only real thoughts on how to move forward on this is that something has to be done about the urban situation. The Republican Party has got to get into the cities and they've got to start making inroads because Whether or not these people are breeding at a slower rate than conservatives, this is going to be an ongoing problem for decades to come, and some kind of political evangelism is going to have to take place in order to flip the script on these cities. Bare minimum, we've got to start making inroads in places like Allentown, Scranton, and Pittsburgh. Philadelphia may be a lost cause, but if you can get the whole rest of the state unified, we'd be much better for it. And the same goes with just about every other state on the East Coast that is basically ruled by a city. On a positive note, I am very happy with the way things have gone in Florida, where it looks like the governor's seat will be retained, and Bill Nelson, the Walking Dead, will be leaving office after nearly 40 years of being in the Senate. And on a similar note, it looks like Indiana and North Dakota are all going to be trending Republican, and with hope, so will Missouri. So gains will be made, the Senate will be solid, and as far as the House of Representatives goes, if we lose it, hey, you win some, you lose some. There's always 2020, and if Trump trouses the Democrats, he'll probably take the House back. So either way, it is what it is. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it was likely that things were going to get a little worse before they got better. So until next time, with prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.